She did it because she had a higher sense of purpose. She did it because she was passionate about her job and she was present. Simply meaning that when she showed up, she was there. When she talked to me, she was present. And she would talk to me and she would say, "Mark, you're significant. How you doing today? I truly believe in you. Man, you know what? You're not doing this problem right, but that's okay. We're going to keep working. Hey, you know what? You got a 3 more right you did today than you did yesterday. That is incredible. Wow, how did you do that?" So now all of a sudden, she started helping me to teach her how I succeeded. So one of the greatest secrets to the solution to how this is helping our children to understand that when they succeed, ask them how they did it. And you know what will happen? They will respond. They will tell you how they did it. They will tell you, "I did it through this." And now they become excited because now they see that you're invested in who they are. And the thing about it is, when I read this, I was inspired because I said, you know what? It's time for total transformation. Dr. Coach, when he stood up here and you talked about kids who came into your school systems and they were one way when they came in, but after a few years of sitting up under your belief in who they could become, now they've changed. That's an amazing thing. See, back in the early 60s, President Kennedy did the same thing. And when I read that, it reminded me of Kennedy because back in, I think it was May of 60 or I think it was 1960, I believe, President Kennedy, he made an announcement. Anybody remember what the announcement was? Came on the news and he announced something. What did President Kennedy announce in 60? What was it? Absolutely. He came on national TV and says, "America, we're going to the moon." Can you imagine how absurd that was? How many people looked at him and said, "Are you out of your mind? Are you serious? You mean to tell me that we're going to the moon?" They didn't even have the technology. But President Kennedy, he had foresight. He looked into the future and said, "I see us going to the moon." You mean to tell me that our doctor here looked at one particular time through all of his educational experience and sat down one day and said, "You know what? We can do it better. We can make a difference. I believe that we can do better than what we're doing." And he thought it, and it manifested. I want you to think about that. We are here in this room, right here, right now, because of a manifestation of a thought. One man who thought something and believed in it and pushed forward despite the obstacles, because believed that when he thought it, there were probably people who came against him and said, "You are crazy for thinking this. It can't be done." But guess what? We're all here, tangible, sitting in our seats out of a thought. And that is transformational. That is how you bring about change. You think it and you do it despite the obstacles. Because I'm sure, Doctor, could have been a lot of times you quit, right? Could have been a lot of times you given up, right? But he did it anyway, despite the obstacles. And what is the result of that? The result is that we all sit here better than we were before, higher levels and higher achievers, and children's lives have been saved because of him and his belief in all of you and all of your belief in all of them. And all of a sudden we begin to have transformation. Because when you have a system that works, things will happen. And so, Doctor, I had to commend you on that. That was just amazing, because when I read that, I said it's time for total transformation. So what I need everybody to do is to understand this, is that when you have a system that works, it will work. When you have a system of belief for children, for them to achieve great things, anything is possible.